This is a video to help pull together the pieces of the puzzle that we're being exposed to now. Things that have been hidden are now becoming more obvious to us. What's going on behind the scenes of global power systems. The Epstein files are helping us to see that, and Trump's compromise in the Epstein files and his reluctance to prosecute people is because his hands are tied. He's compromised, which means he's fettered, unable to act independently of other powers' influence. China, Russia, Mossad, Israel, in his own family, Jared Kushner, his son-in-law, and with regard to the content of the Epstein files. What we can see, the word goyim was important. Epstein using that as a derogatory term for the nations gives an idea about the nature of the politics from Israel. Ethno, religious, fascism, a narrow construction of citizenship. So we don't often get to see behind the veil of Israeli politics. It's very much a brand image that's projected to the world. They play the victim card from the Holocaust, and they also play the game of blackmail and manipulation in global politics, which is what Epstein was really about there. He was capturing people from all over the globe, trading secrets, buying favors and influence and power all over the place with blackmail material to keep control of key players, power players, financially and politically around the world, to forward the Israeli interest, which is a superiority doctrine, antichrist spirit. And that's what's become apparent from the Epstein files. That's the big meta-narrative. Charlie Kirk's assassination is part of that. That is being covered up because it was an attempt to buy political capital. And these are the words that I received on the third of the night before his assassination. This is what I saw. Kill the woke world, political capital mobilization, execution strategy. I didn't realize that was a literal execution of Charlie Kirk, but that's indeed what happened. It's not what it's been called, but it was used to control and keep the Christian vote in America aligned with the interest of Israel. The question is, what is the big end game of Israel? It's not Christ. It's not the establishment of the kingdom on earth as it is in heaven according to Christ. They have a view of the kingdom of God as the chosen people of God. That's their superiority, with a temple, Solomon's temple, established again in Jerusalem, and that's where they want to go. To get to that end, the question is, what will they do? What price will they pay to achieve their end goal of ethno-religious superiority over the nations, over the goyim? And that's pretty scary. What we're seeing is that it's extraordinary lengths that they'll go to achieve that goal, including the assassination of people. I asked at Charlie Kirk's funeral, how many more will there be? Was he the last? He said, no, there'll be many more, unfortunately, more than you can poke a stick at. So he's one Christian who has been sacrificed for the cause of Christ. In the fifth seal, the beheading of many people under the false prophet. Also, this religious spirit that's operating in Israel. It's the same spirit that Paul contended with when he said, can you remove this thorn from my flesh? And God said, no, in your weakness you're made strong. But now the full body of evidence is coming through. And this conflict that they're stirring up with Iran, Israel, Iran, America, is going to cause a huge backlash against Israel. They will be humbled, and Russia is going to come into that story to execute the strategy that God has. That's the Gog and Magog relationship in Ezekiel 39. We're going to see all of these things pan out. It says that Israel will be brought to their knees and they will weep for the one that they pierced in Zechariah 10. They will see Christ. This season has been about bringing in the full number of Gentiles, the marking of 144,000 of the tribes of Israel, less, not including the tribe of Dan, and then the judgment of those people who are not included, who weren't considered pure, who didn't weep for the sins that were going on in Israel. There is going to be a judgment coming, and it's going to be a massive loss of life in this season, and that's what the prophets, Jesus is talking about. He's going to execute it by his own means, through his own persons, people, powers, and all the nations of the earth, including the kings of the east, are going to be brought into war by demon spirits, unclean spirits,